What's going on, YouTube? Aiden here. Hope you guys have been doing really well. Welcome again, all the new subscribers. How you doing? Shout out to all my old subscribers. Welcome back. So, I wanted to make a video. I titled it, Lovers Gonna Love and Haters Gonna Hate. Pretty self-explanatory. It seems like overall, since this image went viral, I've gotten a lot of positive support. Positive comments, emails, retweets, hashtags, all great stuff. And I'm so happy about it because I really put myself out there in a really vulnerable position for anybody to say whatever they wanted. Whether they wanted to focus on the statement that went along with the image and what the image was about, or whether they wanted to stem away from the image and just kind of focus on the sexual content that the image had in it. Seems like a lot of people focused on the positive. They focus on the awareness that the photo can bring. They focus on the rights that trans people don't have. Just the visibility in general for trans people. And it brought up a lot of other conversations, which is awesome. And that's exactly what it was supposed to bring up. One of the big conversations it brought up is, what does transgender look like? And the simple answer to that is transgender looks like anybody. From super hyper-masculine to super feminine to looking very androgynous to looking very cisgendered. There is no, this is what trans looks like. There's no, this is what trans should look like. There is none of that. I've never preached that. You can go back to the beginning of my YouTube life. It's always been about how you identify internally, okay? That's what it's about. The image by no means was supposed to say that this is what you should look like. Especially because if I had that image in front of me 5 years ago when I first transitioned, it would have been sad if I thought that this is what I was supposed to look like. Because I didn't look like that then. What the photo was supposed to do is say, wow, look at that confidence. That's a trans man standing almost buck naked for the whole world to see and saying, hey, look at me. I exist. I deserve a spot on the shelf. I deserve a moment, and I deserve the same rights as every other human being on this planet deserves. By no means am I pushing someone off the platform to be heard, but rather am I just saying, I also deserve a spot on this platform. I also deserve rights, just like everybody else on this platform deserves rights. And I should hear and listen to other people who have also the same rights to be heard. I had a couple of people come up to me in person who recognized me, which is really weird a little bit. Like, it's really cool. There's like this cool entity to it that's like, oh yeah, this is so awesome. And then there's this like really terrified like, oh my god, the person saw me naked. You know what I mean? So it's like this awesomeness and then this like awkwardness. And I'm always like, at first I'm always like, oh, thanks so much, yeah. And then I gotta get quiet and then I'm like, okay, you know what? They're being nice and they're being positive and I need, bring up my confident level of like, yeah, I'm happy you saw the picture. Thanks so much. Instead of like shying away, being like, oh my gosh. It was really good. The people who have come up to me, really positive stuff. You always hear these cool stories that everyone has, and it's like, yeah, see, because your life is just as interesting as mine. Like, just remember that. Yeah, so it was cool to like relate to all these different people. It's been really good response kind of across the board, like from people who are not in the community, people who are in the community, people who don't even know when I say the community what that even means. Okay, so like all over this spectrum. Been really good love. Much, much love. Otherwise, haters gonna hate, right? There's some people out there who are not gonna see the image for what it is, and they're gonna think that I'm portraying all these things that shouldn't be. And that's okay, because everyone deserves their opinion, right? You have a right to your opinion, and that's fine. That's how conversations are started. But in reality, the people who took it negatively, a lot of times they just, first of all, I think a lot of it is like they don't know who I am. They don't actually know why I'm even being featured in this FTM magazine or anything like that. They don't quite understand because they don't know me, and that's fine. So they're making a judgment on me, and they don't even know me. So I'm not really gonna hold their judgment very high on my level of who I believe, who matters and who doesn't, right? So there's a lot of that, and mostly it's about body. You know, it's really easy to attack my body. It's very easy to put me up there and say I'm a trans man and then be like, oh yeah, look at his hips. And it's very easy to say that when I've already told you that I'm transgender. It's a different story if I was to put a picture of me up there and have all the people be like, oh my god, you're so good looking, blah blah blah, right? And then be like, oh yeah, and I'm transgender. And then some of those people are gonna be like disgusted with themselves because they're gonna be like, oh my god, what do I think of myself? I thought this person was good looking and they're transgender, and oh my god, what does that say about me? Okay, so in order to help me, I'm gonna have to like remind myself and remind them that they're like a disgrace to the world and that they're ugly and God didn't make them that way and whatever. Okay, so you know, a lot of it's just that. You know, I can't really get mad at that when like those people don't even like themselves. Why would I ever expect them to like me? And you know, I can't lie, like some of these people have attacked me, like you know, some of the trigger, you know, I have words that trigger me, and they've been using comments, and I've had about 2 or 3 times during this whole viral sensation that I was like, wow, like this hurt my feelings or something like that, you know, and I really had to like sit and reevaluate myself and why I allowed that person's opinion of me to affect me. It's only human. I mean, I have emotions. If you say something mean to me, it's gonna hurt my feelings. It's been a really great growth. It really has. I mean, I think I've really grown so much in the last 5 years, but like, right when I think that like, oh, I'm such a great guy. Oh, I've grown so much. I realize that I have so much more to grow, and I'll probably never stop growing, and that's awesome in my opinion. But it can be frustrating when you feel like you've got your shit together, and then someone just throws this little pebble, ping, bing, 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 and your whole castle just falls apart. But I've been really good, and all the emails and all the support I've gotten have just so outweighed the negative comments that I can't even think about it. It's not worth it, you know. It's just not worth it. So, but yeah, that's kind of how I've been dealing with it. Taking the good as it comes as good, and taking the bad, you know, trying to ignore the bad, but being realistic with the fact that it hurts my feelings sometimes. And just trying to remember, like, where those ideas stemmed from. And just remember that, like, the visibility that it gave the transgender community is more important than the insecurities that I allow these other people to have me feel about myself. So, hopefully one day in my future, people won't have that control, and I can just live really authentic, and I hope that it can inspire you guys to do the same. So, alright, that's it. Thanks for sharing the photo and everything, guys. I mean, the momentum is still there. We're still going, so let's keep the ball rolling. Alright, that's it. Peace.